Carcino. Carcino means cancer. Okay. Carcinogen. Gen is a suffix that means to produce, so a carcinogen produces cancer. Cardio. Cardio. Cardio means heart. Cardiology would be the study of the heart, for example. Colo. Colo means colon. Okay, that's going to be part of your digestive system. The part of the digestive system that gets rid of the body's waste material. Cyto. Cyto means cell. Okay. Cytology. A hospital laboratory would likely have a cytology department that goes over the different morphology, morpho meaning shape, of the different cells in the body. Derma, dermo, dermato, all of those mean skin. Okay, I know that when I was a little kid, I had to go to a dermatologist for my acne. So derma, dermo, dermato all mean skin. Dorsi, dorso mean back or posterior. So the dorsal fin on Jaws, of course, is a fin on his back. He's not swimming on his back and has a big old fin on his stomach that sticks out. A dorsal fin is something that would pertain to the back. So dorsi or dorso means back or posterior. Okay, encephalo means brain. Okay, an encephalogram would be a recording, or a record, I should say, of brain activity. Now, continuing with our medical terms, gastro. Gastro, we've already talked about, means stomach. Gastrology, the study of the stomach. Gyneco. Gyneco means female. Gynecology, the study of the female. Hemato. Hemato means blood. Hematology, the study of blood, for example. Histo and histio means tissue. Again, in a hospital laboratory, there may be a histology department. A study of tissues goes on there. Intestino. Okay, intestino means intestine. Okay, and of course that's going to be part of the digestive system, I should say. Intestinal, pertaining to the intestine. Laparo. Okay, a laparoscopic procedure. Okay, where they actually go in through the abdomen. Okay, laparo means abdomen. So a laparoscopic procedure might be a procedure where they go in through the abdomen to ultimately do a minimally invasive surgical procedure. Lympho means lymph vessels. Lympho pertains to all of the vessels associated with the lymphatic system. And as we talked about earlier, the lymphatic system is going to be involved in transportation of molecules that are just too big to be transported by the circulatory system, as well as helping us keep our body safe from foreign invaders, pathogens they're called. Myo means muscle. Okay, a myogram. Okay, that would be a record of muscle activity. Maybe somebody that was paralyzed would have electrodes attached to the muscles of their arms and shoulder to see how much movement, how much electrical response they actually had when the muscles were stimulated by electrical impulses trying to activate the nerves. Neuro means nerve. Okay, a neurologist would be one who specializes in the nerves. Oculo means eye. Oculo may be ocular, like for example, on a microscope, the piece that you look down into is the ocular. Okay, and it gives you an idea of what you're looking at on the microscope stage. Ophthalmo. Ophthalmo also means eyes. An ophthalmologist. That's somebody that you would go to who is a doctor of the eye or a surgeon of the eyes. Optic or opto means seeing or sight. The optic nerve, for example, is involved in seeing. Oro means mouth. Oral health, for example. Health of the oral cavity, health of the mouth. Oto means ear. An otoscope might be a device that a doctor uses to look in the ear to see if there's any inflammation of the tympanic membrane, the eardrum, for example. Patho means disease. Pathology, the study of disease. Pharmaco means drug. Pharmacology would be the study of drugs. Pulmono means lungs. Pulmonologist would be one who specializes in the lungs. Septo, infection. Septic, somebody goes into septic shock. That means they have an infection throughout their entire system. So septic means infection. Thoraco means chest or thorax. Thoracic surgeon specializes in surgery of the chest region. Thyro means gland. Okay, or excuse me, thyroid gland. I'm sorry, thyroid gland. Like, for example, thyroid hormones. Somebody who has a very slow metabolism, they may be lacking in output of the thyroid gland, specifically T3 and T4. Trachello, neck or neck-like. Okay. Tricho means hair. Ventri or ventro, front of the body. Viscero means organs. I'm sorry? Oh, okay, good. Somebody found out some of the tools on the McGraw-Hill side. Great. Well, we've pretty much covered chapters 1 through 4. Chapter 1 was combining forms. Chapter 2, prefixes and suffixes. Chapter 3 was going to be how we deconstruct terms. And then chapter 4 was going to be the body as a whole. And we went through all of the systems. And just now we went through a list of very commonly used combining forms that encompass the body as a whole. So in all reality, we've covered the first 4 chapters of the McGraw-Hill resources that we have. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I could elaborate on through these first 4 chapters?
I do, and it's just a kind of like a secondary question, I guess. Doesn't the pulmonary system just like the, I guess, breathing in and out of the also the circulation, like blood circulation?
That's a good point. A lot of textbooks will actually call the pulmonary system and the circulatory system the cardiorespiratory system because they are so closely related that you basically, due to their proximity, of course, the heart is going to be just offset to the left of the sternum. The lungs are going to surround the heart. So there's really no distance between those two systems at all. The lungs literally surround the heart. And because the lungs take in atmospheric air, and the very, very small air sacs that make up the lungs extract oxygen from that atmospheric air. That oxygen then gets picked up by the bloodstream, the red blood cells in the bloodstream, and circulated by the pumping of the heart. That heart pumps that blood 24/7 throughout our entire body to all parts of the body. And so ultimately, every cell gets the oxygen that it needs. And in turn, that oxygen allows every cell to perform its metabolic functions. And those metabolic functions give each cell life. They allow it to perform the vital activities that they need to do all of their daily functions. But they in turn produce carbon dioxide. And so the pumping action of the heart continuing to circulate that blood, the carbon dioxide gets picked up by the red blood cells after the red blood cells give up the oxygen that they were carrying. And that red blood cell goes back to the heart. That carbon dioxide makes its way through the chambers of the heart, ultimately getting to the lungs. And then the lungs, we exhale, and that carbon dioxide, because it is a gas, escapes from the lungs, and now we've gotten that carbon dioxide out of our system. And of course, the green plants love the carbon dioxide. That's what gives them their ability to exist, but they in turn produce oxygen that's in that mixture of gas that we inhale, and then we inhale the atmospheric air, start the process all over again. So there is a tremendous correlation between the activities associated with the lungs and the activities associated with the circulatory system. And so that's why in many cases textbooks will literally call it the cardiopulmonary, or excuse me, the cardiorespiratory system, because they are so closely related. And so you will definitely see quite the overlapping of when we get into the anatomy and physiology, you'll see a lot of overlap. And of course, the medical terminology, there's overlap with them as well. So to make a long story longer, hopefully that answered your question.
It did, yeah, thank you.
Sure, sure. Did anybody else have any questions? Well, we can move into the next chapter that I wish to cover, or if you would like to take a break for a few minutes, we could do that as well.
Okay, that'll be great.
Okay. Well, I'll just go ahead and keep the phone going here, and I'm going to run out and get a drink real fast, and then I'll be right back. And let's say 10 minutes, so about 25 till, we can go ahead and pick back up.
Yeah, sounds good.
Does that sound good? Okay, good.